2:13 left in the opening half. Bluefield State, 8-play, 56-yard drive. Drive brought to you by the official home center of the Big Blue, Citizens Building Supply. State up 7. Van Scoy sends this one end over end to the 5. Fumbled there by Wash. He scoops it, and he makes some hay of it up near the 20. Not a bad job by Wash after the drop of the kick, and it will be 1st and 10 Marauders from just outside the 20. Citizens,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Citizens Building Supply. Well, you want to build something special just like the Big Blue just did there, Jim. Head on down to Citizens Building Supply on the Avenue in Bluefield. Open 6 days a week, citizensbuildingsupply.com.
Huge series for Bluefield State's defense. If you keep Central State off the scoreboard, you take a touchdown lead to the locker room and get first at bat in the second half.
Big momentum swing here. Brandon Kiles, the junior, knows it as he sets up in the gun. Handoff, no. Play action, dropped in the backfield. A little read wasn't there. Kiles fumbles it, scoops it back up, and goes for positive yards for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
He's been in the middle of mayhem a couple of times and had a cool head to create something positive.
I like how he plays. Nothing seems to bother him. Clock at about 100 seconds here in the first half. Kiles, quick fire in the flats. It's complete on the screen to Clark. Clark falls forward to the 30. And that's going to be just short as the helmet falls off behind the play. Jordan Benjamin, the center's helmet goes off. He'll have to come off. So interesting here, a new center in for the Marauders at 3rd and less than a yard. Under 90 seconds until halftime. State's defense needs a stop. 3 receivers far side. Blitz coming. Kyle steps up. Quick fire behind the receiver. Brockett incomplete. And he was open.
Yeah. There was some pressure applied quickly by, I believe, Devin Ray, who was able to whip his man and get into Kyle's range of vision. So a fantastic 3 and out for the Big Blue defense. That's exactly what they needed. And now
2 timeouts.
Yep, and 1:15.
Ball at the 30. Second punter used today by the Marauders. Jose Chairs will kick this one away unless the Marauders go tricky here on 4th and short. Low snap. It's on the turf. They get it out somehow, and Chairs gets a nice punt off. It's going to roll down to the 25, and Taylor's going to back away from it.
Zach, you alluded to one play earlier, a different quarter or center, and the snap was bad and almost disastrous for Central State.
And after all that, a 52-yard punt, no return. 1:04, 2 timeouts, 7-point advantage. I know Coach Coaxum likes to roll the dice, but how wacky do you get here?
I think you see if you get a first down or so, and if you do, then you go ahead and open the playbook. But right now, there are things worse than a punt.
Wyatt Freeman, momentum. Let's see what happens. 1st and 10 State from their own 19. Laughlin back for protection. Freeman's going to take off straight ahead. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be about it. 2nd and long. Clock rolling. 54 seconds and counting here first half.
Yeah, Freeman was he folded up awkwardly on that. We'll see as he gets up. But he seems to be okay. Ramey
Automotive of Richland's halftime show right around the corner. Associate Athletic Director Ryan Bailey will come on and chat with us. Quick pitch and catch. Nice find there as Harrell makes the grab up across the 30. That'll move the sticks. And I think that's the first down you were alluding to, Jim. So the clock will stop momentarily as they move the sticks. 35 seconds. Still 2 timeouts in your back pocket. Freeman quickly in the line. Good snap. Looks in the flats to Wilder. It's complete as he tiptoes the sideline. About a 3-yard pickup. It's 2nd and 7. Only 4 seconds come off the clock as well.
What's the effective range of Bluefield's field goal kicker, Van Scoy?
If I'm being real, I would say about 40 yards.
Okay. So then they need to get to inside the 25.
And no breeze at the moment. 2nd and 7. Freeman looking in the flats. Looking down the sideline. A lot of collision. And no flag and incomplete. Henderson, the intended receiver. Anthony Mack had a paw where he shouldn't have, but no one throws a flag. 21 seconds, 3rd and 6. Orlando play. 2nd and 6, 21 seconds. I think you may run this one with Laughlin in there, and unless he breaks something and go on into the locker room. But we'll see here.
Weiler's a good option if they can get him because he gets a lot of yards after the catch. He can make people miss in a phone booth.
There's 3 receivers to the far side. The aforementioned Wilder is in the middle. Set up near the hashes, and now a whistle and a timeout. Bluefield State will use their second timeout of the half. Ramey Automotive of Richland's halftime show coming up. If you're in the market for a new pre-loved inventory, look no further than Ramey Automotive of Richlands. You can shop online anytime, Ramey, richlands.com, Ramey Automotive of Richlands, where it is always your deal your way. 14-7 our score, Bluefield State with the 7-point advantage, and they'll receive the second half kickoff. A lot of football going on around the world today. Ryan Bailey and myself will chat about that. We'll get some stats as well, and we'll get you ready for the second half after a break. But interesting third down coming up. You've got a little momentum in your pockets. You've got a lead, but you don't want to do anything too crazy to thwart any of that before intermission. Similar formation out of the timeout. Laughlin in the gun. Quarter blitz coming. Quick fire in the flats.
No.
Oh, and it's almost picked off.
Oh, my goodness, a pick six.
Dijon McNeil had touchdown in his sights, and he drops it.
Defensive backs sometimes are referred to as wide receivers without good hands, and thank goodness on that play because McNeil jumped the route, and that had pick six written all over it.
There was no one between McNeil and Walmart, and he dropped it. And with 18 seconds until halftime, the Big Blue will send out the punting unit. Paris will punt this one away, and the Big Blue will utilize their last time out of the half. 4 and 6. All at the 24-yard line, so.
It may be just academic, but Central State has 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
You figure the punt itself is going to take
with
the catch or the return is going to be under 13 seconds.
In Bluefield, Brandon can assist with everything from auto to life, home to renters.
But Bluefield State, their EKG just skipped a couple beats a second ago.
I think mine did too.
Is there. Also, by request,
those deep out routes, balls from one hash mark going to the other side of the field, they're in the air for so long. And if you've got a DB in the neighborhood, they're ripe for picking off. The shorter, more direct pass routes are sometimes the more difficult to snag by the DB.
And give Central State's defense credit. They have been on top of a lot of great reads today. Paris back to punt. Back at his own 30. Sits E.J. Wash. Snap good. Protection there. Nice spiraling kick. And a freak catch called for, and a Big Blue bounce.
Don't touch it.
Let's let it go. Get away from it. Get away from it. Let the clock roll. It settles at the 15. And we go to halftime.
And halftime.
What may be one of the longest punts in history. It took about 18 seconds off the clock, and we head to halftime. Bluefield State 14. Central State 7. Pretty good one on our hands. We head to halftime. Ramey Automotive of Richland's halftime show after this on the Big Blue Sports Network.